Подробная информация находится на информационных стендах. Dear passengers traveling outside the Eurasian Economic Union countries, please note that it is necessary to comply with customs rules and regulation when you are moving goods across the customs border of the Eurasian Economic Union. Detailed information is available on information boards.
Yeah, today I had a flight. I had a 7 hours flight from a city in Russia called Yakutsk. Yakutsk, it is 6 hours away from the capital city of Russia, which is Moscow. So today I made a flight, was making to another airport. Last time when I was flying to Yakutsk, I flew from Moscow to Yakutsk airport. But today I was making a flight from Yakutsk to Moscow, but another airport called Vnukovo International Airport. You can be able to find it. Vnukovo is in Moscow, but a little bit distance from Dodovo International Airport. So this is the check-in counter of Yakutsk. Remember, Yakutsk is very cold. Is one of the coldest region in the whole world. Actually, I left here when the temperature was -25. So if you walk outside without the proper clothes, you might be able to die. Imagine a temperature of -25. It was my privilege to visit this city. I've never visited this city since I was born. For the last 32 years of my life, I've never visited this region. It was my first time ever since I was born actually visiting this place. So it was my privilege to visit this region. Many have never reached here, but I also encourage all my fans or those people who are preparing to visit this region. Please, when you come here, just remember or just know that this place is very cold, very, 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 very cold. -25. I was told it will go even it will go up to -45, which is very dangerous. So I was waiting. My flight was supposed to depart at 2 a.m. in the morning. So I was waiting for the check-in counter to open. The check-in counter ladies, they were somewhere, so I was waiting for them to open. Then I check in, then I go to the waiting room so that I can be able to charge my phone. My phone was almost going off. So in this check-in counter, I checked in on 23:00 hours. That is 11 p.m. 11 p.m. When it is 11 p.m., it is 4 p.m. in Moscow, or it is 4 p.m. in Kenya. It is 4 p.m. in East Africa. So this city, it is ahead of 6 hours. So imagine one country, which is Russia, having a capital city, which is Moscow, and having different hours. So I finished check-in at 11 p.m. Then from there I proceeded to the upper side, which is the waiting area. So these things you see here, they are used for warming a person. If you feel cold, you just come here, you charge your phone, then you warm. Actually, it's like a heater. You just come here, you warm yourself. So this is Yakutsk, Russia. So you can be able to see this is the waiting room. Actually, I was among the first people who came up here. This is the terminal area for domestic. This airport is mostly receiving domestic flights. So remember time difference. In Yakutsk, it is 11 p.m. In Moscow, it is 4 p.m. in daytime, 4 p.m. in daytime, but 11 p.m. in Yakutsk at night. So you can be able to see the difference of 6 hours. But remember, it is in the same country, meaning Russia is very big. Another side is at night, another side is in daytime, meaning Moscow, when Moscow is at night, Yakutsk is daytime. So if Yakutsk, it is 7 p.m., then it is 1 p.m. in Moscow. So that is the difference. This is the worst part in my life to discover this, so you can be able to watch. So this Friday I departed at 2 a.m. Do you know what? I landed again 2 a.m. in Moscow, departing 2 a.m. in Yakutsk, which is 6 hours ahead of Moscow. Then it's like I was flying back, because Moscow they are behind. So Moscow, it was at night, so I was flying behind. So if you fly behind the time, then you almost reach almost the same time you departed. So I departed at 2 a.m. Then I arrived in Moscow at 2 a.m. That's wonders, wonders which shall never end. For those people who want to explore Russia, I don't know if I am the first person to record a video about Russia, to record a video about the regions in Russia, whereby these regions are different. These things, they are also here. There are three, no, there were 4 on this side. So you can also warm yourself here. So this, it is part of it is free in the airport. It is not, nobody will charge you. It is free. So this area, many people were buying. Here nobody is selling for you. It is a machine. If you need water, you pay a machine. If you need a cheese, you pay a machine. This airport is developed. It's not like some other airports in Africa where you get someone need to sell for you water, to sell for you cheese. But here, you will just meet a machine. You put your Visa card. After putting your Visa card, then you press what you want. Then you press a Visa card. Then the commodity you want, it will be able to come out. So like this one is a small shop for buying some commodities, some items. So you can be able to see here some passengers who are coming from down. So as you come from the check-in counter, first when you come from outside, you come through security screening. Then you come to the check-in counter. From the check-in counter, there is another screening. Then you come up here. So when you come up here, then you are free now to proceed to the aircraft, either through a passenger bridge or through walking or through using a car bus. A car bus is that bus that is used to carry passengers from one terminal to another terminal. So I want to inform you that Russia is a very big country, and what I came to learn about the people of Russia is like Russians, they are not racist. Russians, they are friendly people. Let me repeat. I came to realize that Russians are very good people. So it was time for boarding. So we used these stairs to go down to meet the passenger bridge. So this is the passenger bridge. It was very cold also. It was very cold. So remember, it is 2 a.m. in the morning. So this video I recorded 2 a.m. in the morning. So 2 a.m. in the morning, it was 8 p.m. in Moscow. It was 8 p.m. in Moscow. So we used this passenger bridge to board this aircraft. Now there was a security guy here, and now there was a little bit of rain, so I had to check outside. You can be able to see this is Neuro airline. You can be able to see the airline here. You can be able to see the logo. This is the airline that I used. So this is business and economy class. So my seat was in economy class. That is where my seat is. Actually, at the check-in counter, I requested for the seat of the window seat so that I can be able to record my videos. Also, when you want to fly, if you want to fly and you want to record my videos, remember to request in the check-in counter to be given a window seat. At the window seat, you record more videos.
Yeah, I think this. Yeah, yeah. Okay, thank you. Yeah, yeah.
Now I got my seat at the window side. After sitting down, I was comfortable so that I can be able to record more videos. And at this time, I was so happy because I like the window seat, and that is what I requested before. Before coming, I was in the check-in, so I had to request like that. So it was also another history that I was only the African on this flight. I was the only African on this flight. Even last time when I flew to Yakutsk, I was the only African on this flight. These two brothers, they were so happy when I was coming to sit here. They were so happy. These brothers, they were so happy. They were so happy in my video, and I was also really happy to record them. On this flight, there were a high number of soldiers who were flying from Yakutsk to Moscow. A high number of soldiers, more than 21 soldiers were on this flight. So I think they were flying from their holiday to work in Moscow. So yeah, so this was my last moments while in the city of Yakutsk. Yakutsk, as I told you, it is 6 hours from Moscow. I don't know if I will be back to this city, but this was my last time to visit this city. In case I am coming back, is okay. In case I will not come back, is also okay. But this was last time while being in this place. The place was very, very, very cold, but I was really happy because it was having a good number of people who were highly welcoming, and that's why I recommend by saying the people of Russia, they are very, very, very welcoming, and I was so happy for the warm welcome they gave me. So my people of Russia, if you are a Russian and you watch this video, remember to give me a like and remember to comment. Remember to leave a comment and tell me which city do you want me to visit. So when I was looking outside, it was time for pushback. There was a lot of ice on the wing, you can be able to see. I recorded a high amount of ice on the wing. I was even scared, but when we flew for some hours, it disappeared because of the air up there. So there was a lot of ice. Even I was saying the aircraft needs the de-icing before departure, because you couldn't have even be able to see anything. It's only ice. Guys, you can be able to see this is the aircraft that we flew with. It was a very big challenge, very, very, very big challenge. Okay, but you can be able to see the ice from the window. That is the ice. Ice. In Kiswahili we call it barafu. Barafu ambayo ilikuwa ni baridi sana. Ilikuwa imeshika wing ya ndege, ilikuwa imeshika ubawa wa ndege. So we were now taxiing using this taxiway from Yakutsk, taking off to Moscow. So I had a privilege to record from this side. Although the runway was very, very, very far. The runway was very far, so we had to taxi. Until this point. While planning to take off to Moscow. So my good subscribers and my good fans are also requesting to visit Russia. Remember, when you come to Russia, you can come with a tourist visa, you can come with a student visa, you can come with a working visa. All those visas, you can be able to reach Russia. But while in Russia, what you need to know is in the airport Wi-Fi, which is free, your line cannot be used to log into that Wi-Fi. You must be able to buy a Russian line. After buying a Russian line, then you will be able to be getting the Wi-Fi. Unless you request someone to give you his own password to share his Wi-Fi with you. It is not like in other countries like in Kenya, like in Malawi. When you are alive like this, you just log in with the Wi-Fi and you start using it. In Russia, when you are alive with your Indian line, with your Bangladesh line, when you are alive here, there will be no internet. Until you buy a Russian line, when you log in using that line, that is the rule number one in Russia. And also buying a line, it is not easy. It is not easy to buy a SIM card. You know what I mean is a SIM card. For you to have a SIM card, you must have a visa, and this visa, it shows or it indicates why you are in Russia. Then you need also you need to do other things so that you can be able to be doing this line. Despite having visa, you must be able to get bank must be able to get bank fingerprints from the bank. Then from there you must open a bank first. After opening a bank, then from there you will be able and your line will start working. So this line that you have, if they put in the system, it will be able to show everything about you. So we were taking off. We were taking off from Yakutsk. Now we were taking off. So remember, it was 2 a.m. in the morning. It was 2 a.m. in the morning. The captain was preparing to take off. The aircraft type was Boeing 737-800. Remember, this aircraft has only 3 toilets. It has only 3 toilets and 2 galleys. Galleys at home we call it kitchen, but in aviation we call it galleys. It has 2 galleys and 3 toilets. So in aviation we don't say toilets, we say 3 lavatories. 3 lavatories. So in this flight I was served 2 times. I was served food 2 times. This is Yakutsk from the sky. This is how Yakutsk looks like from the sky. This is Yakutsk. This is Yakutsk city, the coolest city in the whole world. The temperature was -25. Really feeling sleepy, so after a few hours I just slept. After a few hours of takeoff I just slept. After some time I was being waked up by the crew member. I was given food. After being given food and eating, then I slept again.
Regulation that
food that I was served, there was fish, there was rice. I was also given coffee, there was a cake, and now this is the airline that I used. The type of aircraft was Boeing 737-800. So after finishing eating this meal, I just slept. Then I was waking up to eat again for the second time because the flight was 7 hours. Flying for 7 hours is like flying from Kenya to Amsterdam, because from Kenya to Amsterdam is 8 hours, and from Yakutsk to Moscow it was 7 hours 40 minutes. From Yakutsk to Vnukovo International Airport it was 7 hours 40 minutes. So it was almost the same with the distance from flying from Kenya to Amsterdam. Just to tell me, imagine flying from Kenya to Amsterdam, how many countries do you cross? So Russia is very big. Russia is very, 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 very big. Russia is big, so there is a language here which is Russian language and also English. Chinese also it is here on this safety card. The safety card is the one that explains about safety of in case there is a safety issue, you can be able to save yourself by following the instructions, because it is an emergency landing, either on water or on land. Then you can be able to help yourself in case of that emergency. So always be very careful when you board an aircraft. That safety card, it is important. Take your time, pass through it, just to know those instructions, because we don't say that accidents will happen now, but it is better to pass through those instructions, because sometimes things might happen and you don't know anything. And so people do it because of ignorance. They don't read. They don't take their time to read such cards. They are so important. So my good friends, we were remaining few minutes to land in Moscow. So I captured this video also during the time of landing. You can be able to see the wing, although there were poor visibility, so it was not showing, or it was not appearing clearly. In Moscow there is always poor visibility. There is fog. You get it is 8 a.m. but you may think it is at night again because of a lot of humidity. There is a lot of humidity in the sky. So also it was my first time to land in this airport. So this was my first time to land in Vnukovo International Airport. Vnukovo International Airport. In Moscow, there are more than 6 international airports. So Vnukovo International Airport is also not very far from Vnukovo International Airport. So I was supposed to fly to Vnukovo International Airport, but I had to land in Vnukovo International Airport. So this is Vnukovo International Airport from the sky. This is how it looks like. This is Vnukovo International Airport. This is Vnukovo International Airport, Moscow. That name is very hard to pronounce. It is called Vnukovo International Airport. So we were now touching down. We landed from the west side of Vnukovo International Airport. When I checked the wing, there were no ice. There were no ice as the same way we were departing from Yakutsk. So we landed. We were cleared to land on this runway. Then we had to taxi to the stop sign. Then we were taken using a bus or an interterminal bus to the domestic arrival side. Remember, I was making a domestic flight. Between Yakutsk and Vnukovo International Airport.
размещать вещи в проходах и оставаться на своих местах, застегнутыми ремнями безопасности до полной остановки самолета и выключения светового табло пристегнуть ремней. Просим вас еще раз осмотреть место своего размещения на предмет забытых личных вещей, за которые вы несете персональную ответственность. Будьте внимательны при выходе из воздушного судна. Спускаясь по трапу, держите за поручень. Мы благодарим вас за то, что вы воспользовались услугами авиакомпании «Якутия» и будем рады вновь встретиться с вами на борту наших воздушных судов. Свои отзывы и предложения о работе нашей авиакомпании вы можете оставить на сайте yakutia.aero. Желаем вам всего доброго.
So now this is, remember we landed 2 a.m. in the morning. We started our flight in Yakutsk 2 a.m. in the morning. Again, we landed in Moscow, the capital city of Russia, again 2 a.m. in the morning. This is the worst flight I've ever recorded before. 7 hours, 40 minutes. 7 hours, 40 minutes. The worst flight ever in my life. Starting your flight at 2 a.m. in the morning and landing at 2 a.m. in the morning, another airport. So the captain had to switch off the engines so that they can be able to get towed. To the parking. So
Дамы и
he
господа,
had to
наш
switch
самолет
off
не
the engines
установлен на
completely,
стоянку и будет
and he was
отбуксирован.
waiting for the towing
Просим вас
machine
оставаться
to
на
tow
своих
him
местах, застегнутыми ремнями безопасности.
to the
Напомню, что
waiting
трудовое
area or to the
произведение
stop
теплового
mark.
табло пристегнуть
There are
ремни.
many reasons why the
Другой
captain
возможности
has to
выхода
switch
можно.
off the engine. Number one, maybe to save fuel and get pushed to the parking. Number two, maybe the taxiway is intending to use as some particles like now maybe sand or anything else. So I came out using this.
Thank you so much. See you, brother. See you.
Скажи, что потом сделаем.
Now at this point we were entering into the terminal. So this is a domestic terminal. Domestic terminal arrival side. So this is domestic terminal, which is domestic arrivals area. So this is Vnukovo. Vnukovo International Airport is also one of the most biggest airport in Russia, which is accommodating a lot of flights from Dubai, from Sharjah, all over the whole world. It's an international airport. It's not a domestic airport, but it is an international airport, one of the biggest airports in Russia. You can be able to see.
Внимание! К сведению пассажиров, летающий рейсом номер 203 в Санкт-Петербург. Вылет вашего рейса задерживается до 14 часов 40 минут ввиду позднего прибытия самолета. Авиакомпания «Победа» приносит извинения за задержку вылета рейса и причиненные неудобства. Air Company «Победа» regards to Vilnius. Departure is not 2032 St. Petersburg is delayed due to late arrival of flight. The estimated time of departure is 2:40 p.m. local time. Air Company apologizes for delaying your departure. 前往圣彼得堡的旅客请注意，您乘坐的航空2034航现时间是40分，由于飞机的驶压，航空公司对航班人和给您带来的免时感谢。
Thank you.